Hi everyone, thank you for tuning in. Thank you is a very beautiful word. Expressing gratitude is really, really important because water is, I don't know, source, energy, an entity, a living being, and water can actually be imprinted with positive emotions, such as words like gratitude, thank you, and words with compassion and love. And when you say thank you or you express love, water is affected, and I'll go into this during the video. But your body is made up of water, so doesn't that mean your body's affected as well? It does. So cheers to your health, but also cheers to positive intentions, positive manifesting of love, compassion, peace, harmony, everything that you want to see in this world. Cheers to that. So take a big drink of water and be grateful. Love it. So today's video, and I wrote notes, so I might be going back and forth, but today's video is about water and why water is life, and how we can use this knowledge I'm about to present to you in a way to create positive change around us so that we can shift to a higher vibrational frequency. And it all has to do with water. And it's amazing that I finally figured this out. I couldn't figure it out. I'm actually so much happier because yesterday I was so depressed after watching this documentary called The Secret of Water, and it's available on Gaia.com. But I was so depressed. I was just like, life this and sadness this and whatever. But I actually think this might be a really good thing, and I'm really excited to share it with you. So first, let's do a good vibrational resonance. Breathe in that prana, baby. Okay, as in the words of Ralph Smart. Okay, so ayahuasca, and a message I received from ayahuasca, one ceremony, was water is life. I was listening and I was told, hey, breathe, you're beautiful, you won't get asthma, you can still be vegan, fear is only in your mind, there's power in your blood, and water is life. Okay, so as I was going about my life, I was thinking, okay, I get it, water is life. Water is life. It makes sense. Without water, we would die. It's our oxygen. What am I supposed to do with water is life? I couldn't figure it out. And that was May 2018. And now it's January 2019, and I think I figured it out. So I'm really excited to share with you guys, because when you embody this message I'm about to share with you, we can create change together and see a better, healthier, positive world. So I will be going through some key notes that I have researched and discovered that hopefully will help you to better understand why my final message is what it is. In November, I went back to the jungle. So this was just a few months later after my experience with ayahuasca in May, where I was told water is life. I went back to the jungle, to a different facility, deep, deep in the jungle. And I was told that there is living water, and that's what we'll be bathing in. And we literally did bucket showers. The owner of the facility had said that the water from the Amazon first rains down and hits all the plants, all the different trees and flowers and medicinal plants, and it collects into the stream. And then through the stream, it's going through and it's gathering information and collecting everything from other medicinal plants and other healing energies and the life energy of the jungle. And I thought, okay, cool, I believe you. And then, I didn't really do anything with that information. I just thought, okay, fine, the water is living water, we're going to bathe in it, and that's great. I don't know how I'm going to put medicinal plants on my body, whatever. But now I get it. Also, when I was there, we had big jugs of filtered water that came from the ground, but it was still processed and filtered through a gravity filter. And on those containers was written the words gratitude and love. So when you would just fill up your water with the spigot, one side said gratitude, the other side said love. And it was basically to positively charge your water. And a part of me has always believed that, always sort of known that, given what Dr. Emoto has discovered with water crystals and all of that. So, I would say thank you to my water, or I would even write on my waters like love, gratitude. But I didn't really understand why fully. I just did it because I thought, why not? Let's try this. I want to embody compassion. I want to embody a higher consciousness, way of thinking, state of mind, whatever. So that's what I did. But now it all makes sense. So, okay. Ancients believed that the primordial force of life has to do with water, and that all the information for life itself has been imprinted in water, and water carries the genetic code and biological makeup of every single living thing. And okay, so that's what the ancients believed. Well, modern science now backs that. And it's really interesting how much our ancient ancestors knew that we are just now trying to remember or fully understand now. And it's really sad to see how far off the trail we've gotten. And it's really great, though, that we are waking up and we are understanding what it is to be human and what it is to be on this planet and what it is to understand that we are all connected. And I made a video, or I've even talked about on Twitter, that we are all connected by this underlying force of consciousness. At the very fundamental layer of life, we are all connected, and that is with consciousness and divine consciousness, the divine masculine, divine feminine. We may look different, we may act different, and that creates this separateness that we all see, but really fundamentally we're all the same. And we're all here together, and we have to remember that. But even more so, we are connected by the very water that is in our bodies. Why? Because as I drink this water right now, I'm drinking a part of you. Whether you want to believe that or not, it's very, very true. Because what happens is, when I drink this water, I'm drinking your shower water, I'm drinking your previous water. Everything that you've absorbed through your skin or through your mouth has then been processed in your body and then eliminated in the toilet. And when that happens, that water then goes into a big facility and gets recycled and then back to us. I actually get my water from my parents' well, but I also get it from natural grocers. I get it from their filter, and I fill up jugs. I do not use tap water. I don't recommend tap water, especially because of what I'm about to tell you. There are over 100,000 chemicals in our water. And that's not just what they put in the water to clean it, considered chlorine, chloramines, fluoride, but also what we put in the water through the pharmaceuticals that we take, the birth control pills that people take, all the products that are on your body, all the makeup, the chemicals that are in your makeup, the hair, shampoos, conditioners, hairsprays, lotions, all of that stuff. And most of it's not natural, most of it's full of chemicals, and that gets back into our water supply. It goes into these filters. They're just, the water itself, after I've learned more about it, I feel very, very guilty for it, because a lot of us look at animals like they're just property, they're just things, they're inanimate objects. They become shoes, boots, clothes, hamburgers, you know what I mean? And that's how we're looking at water now too. Oh, we need it to survive, so let's just drink it. Fuck, I'm dehydrated, I need water. We're not respecting this. We're not respecting what it can do for us and what it is. And it's just, it's incredible that this is our life. We are over 70 to 90% water. When we are just fetuses, we're almost 99.9% water. The earth is over 70% water. And this water is literally life. This wave of source energy is all around us, and we need it to survive. And so let's talk about this. Researchers went to Venezuela, and there is a mountain called Roraima. And Roraima is basically an untouched area of land with what they would consider some of the purest water on earth, because it's been untouched by man. It's very, very hard to get to this water source. So therefore it has maintained its integrity and its energy. And what these researchers discovered was that all the locals there have very primitive lives as opposed to what we have in a city or in a metropolitan state. And what happens is these people have long, healthy lives, and it's attributed to the water. And what they discovered using something similar to the Kirlian effect in this instrument that they created, that they can actually measure energy levels of the water. So they'll put water on a leaf, or just water in a cup, or water that has touched the humans. So what they did is they tested the humans before and after, and just could see the magnetic field around them just spiking with energy because of this pure, unadulterated water source. Is phenomenal. So anything that emits a strong electromagnetic energy emits a really, really bright light. So city water, tap water, dim light, very, very dim. And as opposed to this water at Roraima, which was like 40,000 times brighter and stronger than any other water that we are subjected to on a daily basis. So what do you think that has to do with our inner body work and our emotions? So what other researchers have discovered is that water receives and remembers things and make an imprint of this information. And that goes back to what the ancients had thought, is that water was the primordial source of life. And it is, because water was given that information, water was able to give out that information again. And why they know this is true is a German scientist had a beaker of water, and she was picking up poison, and as she was moving the poison over from one spot to the other, it dropped in the beaker of water. But the poison had been sealed completely, and she thought nothing of it. But she also hid it because she didn't want to get in trouble for that. And what they've discovered, like the following day or something like that, is that they took the poison out, but the water had been untouched. So they decided, well, let's just see. They gave that water to lab rats, and every single one of the lab rats died. Because then they tested the water, and they found out that the water had actually made an imprint of the poison and became toxic all on its own without the poison ever being opened. That just means water can take on the embodiment of some other form, whether it be thought or wave or whatever. Everything travels in waves, and that's really important to understand. So whatever that poison was inside the beaker of water emitted these waves of energy and information that the water then collected and became poison itself. Maybe that's why Jesus turned water into wine. I have no idea. But so if you think about what a poisonous thought can do, a negative emotion, how that can affect your body, because your body is made up of water, or the water you drink. If you're in a fight with somebody and you're drinking water, that projected energy is now in your water. And to further prove this point, Dr. Emoto has done a lot of extensive research, over 12 years of research, looking at the crystals that water can form once frozen after being subjected to words of positivity, words of negativity, music like Mozart and Beethoven versus music like rock, microwaves and cell phone waves, computer waves. And they would judge, or they would look at the crystals, the formation of the frozen water under a microscope. What they discovered was that the positive frequencies of positive words, positive intent, just even thoughts of emotion, or even words written, everything still traveled in waves, and the water was able to collect that information. Then once frozen, the water that had frequencies of Beethoven and Mozart and words of thank you, arigato, compassion, all gave beautiful, beautiful crystals under the microscope. And they have photographs of these. So as you can see, the light words of positivity gave beautiful crystal formations, whereas the negative words, negative emotions, negative projections, microwaves, cell phones gave no crystals, right? So those frequencies have an effect on your own body as well. So if you have a negative emotion, you're really toxifying your entire body. And then if you go to the bathroom, what are you doing? You're toxifying the water system then that I'm going to be drinking, right? So we don't want that. So Dr. Emoto also says the basic principle in the universe is vibration. And this is backed by many, many other scientists. I just don't want to spout off all their names. You're more than welcome to look this up. But vibration is created with resonance. And without resonance, vibration just wouldn't exist. And at the very, very quantum world, where little bitty nanoparticles that we can't even see are vibrating and resonating, they can't exist unless the other one's resonating at the same frequency in order to reaffirm what this one's doing. So it's like, oh, you're there, oh, I'm there, okay, cool, we're here. So same thing with water. If it's vibrating and resonating, and this energy over here is vibrating and resonating, and it's negative, the water is going to reaffirm itself like, oh, and be negative. Do you know what I mean? So we have to be able to resonate with positive intentions in a way to just create energy and harmony. I think I've gone over everything that I want to go over through research, but this is what I want to say and what I think my message was from ayahuasca about the meaning that water is life. Water needs to flow the way it needs to flow. Water shouldn't be shunned and disregarded and thrown into pipes that are just, unnatural. We really used to congregate around pure water sources and let the water do its thing. But now we're bringing water places through pipes, and we've got hot tubs and pools, and we put chemicals all over our bodies, and we ingest chemicals, and it's getting into our water supply. It's getting recycled in a way that's really harmful to the energy and to the energetic field of the water. And then we're reconsuming it. And as I said, because we're 70-90% water, because the earth is 70-90% water, how are we going to positively affect change or create change? That's through water. So what I propose is every time you drink water, and even this, they make water bottles now that have positive intentions on them, or yantras on them, or sacred geometry symbols on them. So it's always really nice that you can go and get one of those. So in case you're unable to remember a positive emotion or intent, it's already on your water. So I'm going to be grateful that I'm drinking this water. I'm going to project images of love and compassion, gratitude, so that it positively fills my body. And that when those particles go into my body, the other water that's already in there will take on that positive information, and therefore I will vibrate at a better frequency. So you might say, well, you said there's chemicals in the water supply. How are we going to fix that? Like if I'm going to be ingesting non-tetrahedron shapes, non-hexagon shapes, these lack of crystals or dead water essentially, how am I going to change my body frequency? How am I going to change the frequency around me? So what Dr. Emoto discovered is that they took tap water from Tokyo, the city of Tokyo. First, they looked at it under a microscope and discovered that it was dead. Nothing beautiful about it. And then a group of people stood around the water, held hands, and gave emotions and feelings and projections of gratitude and compassion. What they found was the water had literally changed shape and started forming a crystal. And the children that were involved in the study were just like, wow, it's so cool. And so already you're seeing firsthand how beautiful it can be. So if you are drinking water that you feel like is contaminated or hasn't had its natural flow of life, then you can literally change it just by your intention. And so what I mean by that is, what I want to do is I want to take the time to talk with you about when you shower and when you drink water and when you cook with water and when you wash your hands, that we actually give emotions of love, regardless of what state we're in. If we feel like we're depressed, if we feel like we're mad at someone, or we're sad, or we're sick, that we can actually change our makeup with positive intention and positive belief, but we can also influence the water. So you can always influence the water with sound resonance. You can use singing bowls. You can play music of Beethoven. They even did a study with a song with Sting by Sting, and it was creating gorgeous, gorgeous crystals. So play music, talk to the water, write on your water bottles positive intentions. Really start to radiate this peace, because then that's how we spread peace. That's how we create a better life, is by positive intention, is by charging our water with feelings of love and compassion and gratitude. And in that way, when we eliminate water or we share water through the shower systems, we're actually changing the makeup, the properties of the water. And since water remembers, it will remember the love that we gave it, the gratitude that we gave it. And then we can give that love to other people. And that's how we start changing everything. I remember I was showering at one point, very regularly giving thoughts of love to the people who were committing the dog meat slaughters. I was giving love to Trump. I was giving love to my grandma who made me mad. I was just giving love. And I was like, I'm going to feel love and I'm going to be giving it to them, because I feel like maybe if I shower and the water goes down the drain and then they consume the water, they're consuming my love. I never even thought about it, that it actually would be something that would work. And then I just dismissed it. I think I did it maybe for like a week, and I would meditate on love. And then it just became something I didn't have anything to validate the reasoning behind it. So I just stopped. And that was over a year and a half ago. And now I'm going to get back into it, because I think that it's a really great way that we will create change, and we will spread love and light and positivity and wisdom and change this world, man. Mother Earth, she's a living, breathing being just like us. And we need to thank her. Without water, we'd be nothing. We would be nothing. If we lost 12% of our water, we would die. What does that mean? So give thanks, guys. Give gratitude. Send love. Be love. It's all you need to do. Namaste. And I really hope you enjoyed this. If you want to learn more, I definitely recommend watching that documentary, The Secret of Water, and then just trying it out and seeing what you can do and how we can become better stewards of ourselves and our environment. I love you all. I love this water of life. It's definitely healing me, because I had a cold. Didn't want to identify with my cold, but it stuck with me. Cheers to your health. Cheers to vibrance. Cheers to love. Cheers to life. Be you. I love you.